Hi, everybody. Hi, preschool friends and preschool families. It's Miss Holokai. Today, I thought I would do a lesson on speech and language. And this is good for children with special needs, but also any child, really, um, and children who have another native language like Arabic or Nepali or Karen or something like that, because this will give you kind of a condensed version of how children's speech develops and what you can do at home to promote that so you have a better understanding of how children learn speech. So, a few things. Kids need to know that speech and language, whether it be verbal communication, gestures like pointing, showing somebody something, and having joint attention. That means when a child says, "Come look at this," and you're looking at it and they're looking at it, that ability, they need to understand that I need to gesture or sign or say something or show something to interact with my environment to get what I need. Because children, if we're going into educational theory, there's this dude, he's my favorite, his name is Lev Vygotsky. Vygotsky. I did my second master's thesis on some of his work, and children develop in stages, and when they're very young, they're still very, very, very egocentric. That means their world is very small. They interact with their environment with whatever's going on in the present. They really don't have an understanding of time like adults do. And they're just concerned about, what do I want? What's happening now? What do I want to happen? What's here in my environment that's happening? And so they need to be able to understand that language is valuable. There's that aha moment where they're like, whoa, if I say juice, mommy gives me juice. If I point to the car on the top shelf, daddy gets me the car. Until they get to that point, they're not going to want to use communication. And for other kids, it's harder, especially I think of my son, who's my second born, and I actually had him in speech therapy through Help Me Grow because he wasn't talking. And part of the reason was boys develop slower than girls. That's just, it's proven in research and personal experience for me at least. And his sister, who was older, who's 3 years older, would always talk for him. So whatever he wanted, she intuitively knew what he wanted and would just get it for him. Or she'd say, Gabe's hungry. He wants crackers, and she would do all the talking for him. So he's like, if Sophia's going to do it for me, why should I have to do anything, right? So it's your job as a parent to get them to use that communication so they have that aha moment that, whoa, if I say this, if I do this, it's going to get me what I want. And so what I have done with my children, with my students, is if you know that they love cheese balls or goldfish crackers or fruit snacks, right? Fruit snacks. If you know that Elmo is their favorite beloved toy of all time, or Daniel Tiger's their favorite toy, or they have a car that's they sleep with it, they love it. When they go to bed or when they're not looking, put it up high. Put it up on a high shelf. And they'll go, and you'll go, what? What? I don't know what you want. Why don't you tell me? Use your words. Why don't you sign? And I know it's hard, but don't give in. They might need to throw a little fit. They might need to throw a fit and cry and stomp on the floor. Wait them out. Wait them out. And when they finally say, car, please, or want goldfish, any form of communication, you're like, oh, here you go, and reward them with what they want, and do that over and over and over again. Because if your child is crying and throwing fits and you know what they want, it's not going to reinforce that, oh, I need to use communication. They figure, well, I'm just going to throw a fit and mom's going to give me what I want. you need to let them know, hey, I'm not giving you this until you say something, until you do something, until you point to a picture, any form of communication. So then another thing I wanted to talk about is building up language. So again, language, at first, children are just labeling things in their environment, just labeling things, chair, dog, spoon. They're just labeling things, and they go from the concrete, which is very simple, what you can see right in front of you, something tactile, something you could touch, something you could see, to abstract, something that you can't see, that you're just talking about, it's not there. So you're going from the egocentric view to the more intellectual view. And there's another thing that teaching children language helps them learn, is that when they're at a very immature level, they don't understand that, because they're so self-absorbed, because that's all they know, that's their own little world, is just themselves, that they don't understand what I'm thinking, what I want, is mommy and daddy don't know that. They're not mind readers. I have to tell them, I have to show them, because children a lot of times will throw fits because they don't understand that. What do you mean they don't know I want juice? They don't understand that my thoughts are different from your thoughts. So it's important to reinforce language so that they can develop to that point, because then language and speech will become easier. And so I'm going to show you a few little things that you can do with your kids to help reinforce language. So right here, and you could just do this. You don't have to have flashcards. You can just do this with books, especially books. Maybe you're watching a TV show and you could pause it maybe, or something like that. But you could say, what's this? Now, maybe it depends on your child's level and your child's capability. You know them best. Maybe you're just working on the B sound and all they could say is B or how, and that's fine. If that's what they're capable of, that's good. But if they can do more, make them do more. Say, what is this? House. But what kind of house is it? Bird house. Bird house. You want to start out with just an approximation, which is they're kind of saying the word. They're trying to say it to an actual word, and then work up to 2 words, and then 3 words, and then a sentence. So to go even further, you could say, what kind of house? A brown bird house. And if they go, ba-ba-ha, that's fine. They're approximating those words. And as they're articulators, their tongue, using their teeth and their tongue and the roof of their mouth and their palate in the back, as that strengthens up, because sometimes they're low tone, they'll be able to be clearer, more intelligible if you do this with them. So here's another example. You could say, what is this? What if they say k or ka? That's good. Or cow. Cow. What kind of cow? Black and white cow. What does a cow say? Oh, moo cow. Moo cow. Here's another one. What is this? Oh, that's a dog. What color is he? Yellow dog. Big yellow dog. And then if you want to go even further into the sentence level, big yellow dog run fast. Right? What are these? Boots. Brown boots. Working boots. Daddy's boots. What is this? Ice. Cold ice. Ice for my drink. What are these? Ducks. Yellow ducks. Ducks for the bathtub. Ducks say quack, quack. What is this? What is this? Dress. Red dress. Fancy red dress. Fancy red dress for the party, right? And I wanted to show you, I do this at teacher table with some of my speech drills. I don't know if you could see it here, but I get poker chips. And you can use anything in your house that, they don't have to be round. They could be square. They could be triangle shaped. You could cut out pieces of paper. They could be pennies, whatever. But I take little pieces of tape and I put them on the table. So say I want a student to just work on a 2-word phrase. So what you would do is show them the book or show them the picture, and you would say, what is this? Red dress. And those visual prompts and that tactile prompt that they can touch, it really helps them learn to develop those words and those sounds. What is this? Ice. Cold ice. Cold ice drink. Something like that. Or house. Birdhouse. Daddy birdhouse. Daddy build birdhouse. And so by doing that, it helps build up, it's called your mean length of utterance. That means the average number of words you have in a sentence. Okay, so when it comes to articulation, the sounds that you want to work on to make sure they have mastered in preschool are those consonant sounds, those initial easy consonant sounds. Those are P, B, M, T, D. Those are your main sounds you want to work on. They should have those mastered by preschool. Sounds like a lot of times, this is super common for kids to have errors with R and L. Like instead of girl, they'll say yell, or yellow. That Y sound, they'll say lello. And the THs, like the blends, like the sh and ch and f, those are really hard sounds. So if they go on to kindergarten, even first grade, and they're still doing that, that's okay. But if by second grade those aren't, those haven't faded out and gone away, then they would need more intensive speech instruction. But if your kiddo is still doing that now, that's okay. So P, B, M, T, D. And so the progression of articulation skills is, it goes VC, vowel consonant, CV, consonant vowel, CVC, and then CVCV. So here's an example. VC, what's one of kids' first word? Up, up, up. Babies say up first. That's that vowel consonant sound. And your favorite of mine, no, no. That's consonant vowel. That's easy to say. And then CVC, here's another favorite. Mine, mine. That consonant vowel consonant. And then CVCV, mama, dada, baba, things like that. And so what you can do is, when I'm at teacher table with the kids, I'll have a little puzzle or a little game we're doing or a little worksheet, and I'll set out and make sure they see them, like 4 Skittles, 4 goldfish, some little prize, okay, or stickers or stamps or whatever, and we'll be playing the game, and I'll say, okay, let's stop for a minute, it's time to earn a Skittle, and I'll say, I want you to say ba-boo-bee, ba-boo-bee, and make them repeat you a few times. These are artic drills. Or tea-ta, or pa-pee-poo, pa-pee-poo. And then when they repeat you a few times, give them that Skittle and say, okay, let's go back to our game. play it for a couple minutes. And that's how I space out activities so that they don't get super drained. Because a lot of times, if I have a ton of activities on my teacher table and I call the kids over and they look at all the stuff they have to do, and it's something they don't really like doing. I mean, because who really likes our tick drills? They'll go, ugh, and they'll just flop and they'll refuse to do it. Or they'll get real antsy and they'll just want to go play and their eyes will be all over the place. But if you break it up, if you kind of trick them and make it seem like a game, and if you do this weird little word drill I have, I'll give you a Skittle and then we can go back to our game. That's the way I break it up. But those tick drills are good for helping them strengthen the mouth and the articulators. So I hope this helped you. I'll start sending out more videos about, I'm going to talk with Stacy, my speech language pathologist, and start thinking about new lessons and new things to show you on how you can work on speech at home. Okay, have a great day. Bye.